And we're back. All right. I don't know what happened there. Hey everybody, welcome to Anime4ALL podcast. We're reviewing the final episode of season 1. This has been out for almost like 2 months now at this point. Well, actually more like a full month. Again, this is new for me. Spear has actually seen the entirety of the season.
Well, you have now too.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, at this very moment, yes. So,
for those of you wondering at home too, Anime4ALL is spelled A-N-I-M-E. And then Game Hunter, would you clarify for 4? Is it the number 4 or is it F-O-U-R? Or is it F-O-R-E? Because F-O-R-E is also spelled pronounced 4.
It is the number 4.
The number 4. And then all is A-L-L, not A-U-E-L, which is another proper spelling that it does not mean all in that sense. And then podcast, which would be P-O-D-C-A-S-T.
If you expected me to stop you, I wasn't. I don't know why you haven't learned this lesson. You stick to a bit, you're going to do it all the way, unless it gets really cringy for you.
I did. I got through the whole thing. I was really good.
So I guess we're going to do something a little bit different here. We're all going to let Jog hold the reins for, like, I guess his review notes. Because I don't really have a lot to, I don't really have a lot on my notes here. But I will say a few things before we do, like give him the reins for this thing, just really quick. I'm pretty sure he's wondering what my thoughts are on this episode and my thoughts overall on season 1. So I will broadcast these here right now, because this is probably the point in which it'd probably be best to say these, not after. Feelings on the show. Give me season 2 already.
Right? Oh my god.
Well, I mean, according to what I'm hearing, that they've already written, by the time they had made that last episode, they were already in the production phase of season 2, and they already had made 2 episodes. The whole idea is they got to get greenlit. You know, Amazon MGM's got to say that we're allowing you to do the next season. So they already had season 2 greenlit, but now no one really knows if Amazon's gonna green light them for season 3. I mean, granted, we probably shouldn't be thinking that far ahead, but you never know. If they're only going to do 8 episode seasons, then think about season 3 isn't exactly unreasonable. But I mean, yeah, I will say I was a little bit upset when it ended. But I guess at the same time, I think I understand the whole Yasha comment of like how she's going to be more prominent in season 2. Because I guess they freaking introduced her at the end of the season, which is kind of funny. This episode I actually liked. I want to say I also called out the whole bow being an address thing. I'm actually impressed that you didn't somehow let that slip the entire time when I was talking about it. I'm very surprised, actually. I'm surprised that you didn't accidentally drop that ball. I will also say it's probably not that, like, I guess it isn't all that shocking that they would put bow in a dress. But what I find more shocking, and this is probably a detail that you'll probably find funny if you didn't notice it. This is how I'm interpreting it. Bow and Jester have the same sizes.
I mean,
so
sure,
that is the dress that is a dress that Jester was wearing. I don't think the way they made it assume is they didn't go out and make another dress. They had Bow wear the dress that Jester was wearing. But when you have Bow wearing it, she's very uncomfortable.
She wore it this time though.
I was expecting a lot more feminine charm, but I guess that's not what you get when you get Bow. Though at a later point, she does kind of display that she can, in fact, like, act civilized, which is kind of funny and a lot of cringe. I actually almost couldn't make it through that scene, but I had to. I was tempted to skip it, but then I realized, no, I need to watch this for the podcast.
Why were you gonna skip?
It was so cringy. The ball thing was so cringy, and I literally had to pause. I was pausing every like 2 to 3 minutes because it was that cringy to me. I was like, and it happened. This isn't the first time it ever happened to me in any show I've watched. It's just like when there's a moment that I find really uncomfortable, like I tend to skip it because it's like, okay, I'm not gonna get anything out of it. I might as well just move on. But I had to watch it for the podcast, so I didn't skip it. But I tell you, I really wanted
You're
to
such
skip
a
it.
lightweight emotionally sometimes.
It was just uncomfortable. It was like, it was funny, but uncomfortable. It was just like,
Explain to me what was so uncomfortable about it.
it just, I don't know. I feel like they were trying to make it uncomfortable. Because like she was
Why?
uncomfortable.
How?
Like,
In a
because she was
dress?
uncomfortable. Yes. She didn't want to be, did you not see how she was handling herself when she put that thing on? She walked out like a Sasquatch. I'm not even, that's not even just trying to be, that's not even me complaining about her. It's just like, it's clear to me, she does not like being in dresses. At least based off that one scene. Now, I will say this much. Maybe
Mhm.
if it maybe was maybe more designed for her, and maybe if it was blue because she was wearing pink, and that really didn't really, to me, go with her. She was wearing blue. I think it would have looked better. Not looked better, but you know, I think it would have looked a little bit more like it conformed with her, who she was. I don't think pink's the color that works with her.
Okay, but it was pretty funny by the end of the episode when she'd ripped half of it off of her body and like was like running around in like a bustier.
I don't know if I found it funny. I just found it, okay, finally we're beyond the scene. I mean, like I said, the entire scene wasn't uncomfortable. It was just like, it was the scene, specifically it was the scene, and we'll talk about it later, but it was the scene with her talking with Astrid. And I get the whole point of that scene, because she was trying to like get close to Astrid and put that stone on her, but it was just like, I don't know how she turned that on and turned that off. It's clear that there's a story with her, considering that she's also got a rich family, which I find funny and very interesting, because I would never have pegged her to have a rich family. So the fact that she does have a rich family is really funny. But it also makes me think that my other theory about like maybe it isn't her, the father comment wasn't really that she was afraid of her father. She just, there's something else going on there. You know, there's like a love-hate relationship with her father, which maybe explains what she's doing in a monastery, and which is also another question I actually freaking have. But that was cool. The Asha scene was cool. The freaking Lucian scene was freaking cool. I got more questions about that.
There was some serious things that happened in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, a lot happened. Caleb and Not was really endearing until like Caleb almost chose the dark side.
We came close enough where Not is pissed off at him.
Yeah, I mean, well, he put out the flame hand as he was being talked to.
It just shows how like deep the control that Trent embedded in him is. You know what I mean? I don't think that was Caleb thinking right. I think that was Caleb being confused because he was so deeply conditioned.
Well, I mean, he wasn't really called. He was being Brandon in that moment. Caleb, Not always trying to call him Caleb, and he didn't respond to it. Ironically, I had a thought, and oh no, Essek. I don't think we'll have much to say about Essek other than him being the guy who was fighting Trent. And I want to say, I know you may mention earlier in the show that, you know, Trent wasn't a badass. Well, that got fixed really fast this episode. And Essek, that fight, my goodness. My next question is, why wasn't Essek, if Essek was this strong, he shouldn't have been controlled so easily. Like, he was like fighting, I mean, until the end when Trent knocked him out, but it's like up to that point Essek was like on equal playing field. I think really the only reason Essek got taken out was because Trent was a lot more craftier. I was like, because at first I didn't think that was
also
Essek.
I didn't expect Trent's facial expression when it happened either, though.
Yeah, that was also the weird thing. Almost like he didn't expect to see Essek in behind the mask. A part of me is like, what do you expect though? You know, you didn't hold your end of the bargain, and not only that, you stole the culture's heirloom, and you know, pawning it as your own. I mean, Trent even said that he wanted to control Dunamancy. And Essex even said before that, you know, the society that he lives in, they're afraid of Dunamancy. But based off the fact that it seems like Essex is really capable of fighting with it, it seems like, I don't know why. I know he's not afraid of it, but I know the culture that he lives in is afraid of it. But yeah, him being shocked. It was like, I'm wondering. That must have meant that either he thought he was done with Essek and he didn't think Essek had the balls to fight back, and then maybe what it really is, he didn't expect Essek to want revenge or something to that extent, because I guess he thought he had a full control and a grasp on who Essek was. Because Essek, when they first introduced him, when they were talking earlier in the show,
Mhm.
Essek kind of seemed timid. He didn't seem like the kind of guy who would who would fight back. But I'm pretty sure a lot of that has to do with the fact that his mother's now gone too, so he's also like on rage fumes now. So like that's probably what led to a lot of like the confrontation that Essek even went along with. But
Mhm.
besides Essek's whole fighting combat ability, like geez, like that was amazing. I will say yes, Trent did win that fight, but it really was only because he got crafty. I don't know who would have won that fight if they kept on throwing spells at each other. It was like, and also it seemed like, though I would say also Essek could have gotten out of there if he just wasn't so bent on trying to defeat Trent. He
Mhm.
had the thing. He could have left at any point. He literally was keeping Trent down on the ground. He showed that he was capable of it. So I'm like, why didn't he just leave? He had the. I mean, I know why he didn't leave. Story, but still, why didn't he leave? He could have easily solved everything. This was not a war. This was just a reconnaissance mission. Well, not reconnaissance, but a retrieval mission. He wasn't supposed to get caught. But yeah, that was interesting. Anything else? Oh, well, I guess we'll talk about this at some point in Jock's notes. But the Traveler, again,
I
another
knew
thing that
I
I'm
saw that and
surprised
I
you
was
didn't
like,
say anything.
I was trying so hard not to tell you what was going to happen with that because I knew it would ruin the fun. I
Well,
knew all along. I knew all along, and I didn't tell you.
yeah, good job, good job. That's not being sarcastic, by the way. That's a good job. I don't know
Mhm.
how you managed to weave around that, but I knew you knew the answer. At the same time, I didn't know what the answer was, so there was no way to get it. But
Mhm.
I now have my suspicion. I guess I'll say this last thing, and then I think we'll move on to your notes in order, and then we'll get to
No,
each
let's. I don't
topic.
have that many notes, so like, take your time, dude.
Well, my Traveler. So I have a theory about the Traveler beyond this point. I
Mhm.
think, and now I mean, bear with me and stay on track. This is just like I feel strongly about this. Um, I think the Traveler is controlling Yasha. I don't think the Traveler is a
Why
god.
specifically the Traveler?
To me, he sounds like the guy that was talking to him. Like I was listening, trying to figure out. I was like, it doesn't sound exactly the same, but they sound close enough. And on top of that, the guy that's controlling Yasha, we've only seen him in a shadow. That is it. We never really seen what this guy looks like. And on top of that, like the multiple times that we've seen, because the very beginning when we first saw Jester, Traveler was with her, and she was talking to him, and she was like they were having fun, and at some point, the Traveler disappears, and we don't know why he disappears, but he just straight up
Mhm.
disappears. And I don't know if it's the following episode that, and I'll need to go back and figure this out. But it's like, I don't know if it was the following episode that we get introduced to Yasha again
Mhm.
or not. But there is too many coincidences. Well, not coincidence. There's just too many situations to me. As like I feel like ever since the Traveler's been gone, Yasha's been being controlled by this thing, whatever is controlling her. Because we know it's controlling her. Because at the end of the episode, we find out that the freaking spirit orb just kills the connection between them, which is interesting. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm telling you, I swear, if the Traveler shows back up again with Jester after that happens, I'm so calling it the Traveler is the freaking guy controlling Yasha. But I don't know what that really makes him, because she thinks he's a god, but a part of me doesn't think that he is one. Mostly for some of the things that he does say to her when we do see her talking to him. So just like, she brings up the fact that she's been with her friends and her friends think that he's fake, and then he's like, friends? Almost like he wasn't even aware that she was traveling with people, which is interesting, by the way.
Yeah, he's not watching as carefully as she thinks he is, apparently.
Um, and then two, as he's about to leave, he implants. This is probably the closest to Stockholm syndrome I have ever seen. Kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she needs him around. I mean, and it's not even this scene in particular. It's like before, when she, when she wants to be the inside gal for the party, and she wants to be the, wearing the dress and whatnot. And then Ford's talking to her outside, and she's like letting us know a little bit more into her psyche of like, yeah, she seems really dependent on this guy, but it doesn't seem dependent until she's talking to the traveler. That we find out, I think she's got some type of really weird dependency on him that he must have cultivated. Because I can't see her really naturally being that dependent on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems so weird. I don't know. The traveler strikes me as weird, and I don't trust him. And I think we're not supposed to yet.
We
But
barely know anything about him.
When we know he exists. Well, I mean, you knew watching with this with me, but I didn't know till just now that he's freaking real. I literally was not expecting the traveler. A part of me was like, he's gonna show up, isn't he? Like, it's like, no, that'd be too convenient. There's no reason why they would have him just poof show up out of nowhere if we're crying out loud. I'm not even kidding you. I've seen that image of his eyes closed and the light beaming behind him on YouTube videos, but I never clicked on it. Because I knew it had something to do with Mighty Nine, with Mighty Nine or something, or Critical Role. I just didn't click on it because I didn't connect that was a traveler.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see it in the freaking episode, and I found out the traveler, I was like, "Are you serious? That is freaking traveler? Dang it!" Like, so I thought he was just some random character they introduced into the show. But yeah, I just don't trust him.
They only give you the tiniest taste of him too, and he's like very capricious, and what he's saying doesn't even make sense. That he's like, "I'll always be here," and I'm like, "Well, you weren't, motherfucker. Like, which one is it? You know?"
I mean, that is also the truth. Thing is, like, I'll always be with you, and he disappears. But it's like, and I'm actually kind of curious too. From the way Jester kind of talks about the traveler from the very beginning, it doesn't sound like he ever left her side. It sounds like him leaving her side is a new thing. So it's like, I'm very like I'm telling you, I really feel like this is just a gut feeling. I'm not really basing this on anything. I swear, I feel like he's the thing that's talking to Yasha. But I don't know what would really confirm that. Because, like, even if he were to just suddenly show up after Yasha loses connection with whatever's controlling her, that really wouldn't prove anything. That's just saying he has really bad timing. Another thing, too, I wasn't paying much attention to. It looks like the traveler doesn't really show up to Jester unless she's by herself. Like, because, like, after Ford shows up, he disappears. He no longer just shows up for her. And then she gets more and more people around her, and all of a sudden he no longer there. He flat out doesn't show up, and then it makes her seem like she's crazy, only for him to show up again and she's alone.
Okay, so I don't know anything more than you anymore. I don't know any more than you do anymore, but I really don't think the same thing that keeps going consume is the traveler. I don't think they're the same thing.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about controlling Yasha, not Ford.
Oh, Yasha. Nah.
It's a gut feeling. I really feel like, because it's like, I don't really know. It just seems so strange because we haven't seen the thing that's controlling Yasha. We've only seen a shadow. What's the point of hiding his appearance? In all honesty, like, because I mean, there's no point to hiding his appearance if he isn't supposed to be somebody we've already seen. Why hide his appearance? It doesn't make any sense from a story point, because like if they're trying to hide his appearance, that means we've seen what he looks like. And I don't think it's just some random NPC in the background that we don't know anything about yet, because to me, it doesn't make a lot of sense for that to be the case. I really think it's a traveler because he's disappearing. And on top of that, it's like after he disappears, we see Yasha again later on in the episode, and she gets disconnected from the thing. And like even before, like when the traveler was gone, and we see Yasha like running through, well, not running, but she's walking through the town, and everything's kind of going to hell.
Yeah.
When they're fighting their wizard fight, she's down there being controlled by him. But we know before then that the traveler isn't with Jester. To me, it just seems like it would just make a lot of sense if the traveler is in fact whatever is controlling him, because they kind of share the same resemblance, like silhouette wise. Anyway, granted, I've seen what the thing looking like, what the thing that's controlling Yasha is, and I mean, I haven't seen what it is, but I've seen the silhouette, and I'm like, I guess you could make an argument that maybe not, because maybe the traveler's ears are a little bit too long. But then again, I was like,
Mhm.
he's a shadow. Like, there's no guaranteeing that he's not what's controlling her. And to me, he is way too ominous. Like, it's like
How about
something.
this as a how about this as an alternative theory that's kind of inspired by everything you're saying right now? What if all of these gods that seem to be choosing these people all have something in common? Like, what if it's not that specific god, but they're all like working for the same entity or like the same cause, whatever that might be?
I would first need them to
Because
confirm
I would say a
that
lot of them are
whatever.
sort of similar. You know what I mean?
And I'm talking about similar in appearance, not really a similar in motive. Though I don't know what half these gods' motives are. I mean, freaking Molly, the Nonagon business, which we'll have to talk about it later.
Yeah, I
Like,
don't know what the hell that is.
it's just, it's just, it's just I don't know. It's like, as far as like a silhouette, I could literally draw a silhouette that is following Yasha behind
Mhm.
her. But the only real problem is I need to. I was looking all over the traveler throughout this entire time I was looking at him, trying to find out if there's any symbol on him that looks like the thing on the back of her neck, but I haven't found anything yet. And again, you said before, we've barely seen the traveler. They had him pop in and pop out really quickly, and I was like, "Oh, come on! Like, I don't get a chance to really absorb his appearance in. I don't think they want you to. Um, I just don't know." Because also another thing too is that the voice actor Matt Mercer, who's the DM for this world, he's also the voice of that that is controlling Yasha. He's also the voice of the thing that's controlling Ford. I found that recently. He's actually the Ukatoka thing that's saying "consume" to Ford. So he's a voice of that thing. Um, I don't know. It just I have I'm very I'm really willing to believe that the traveler is literally what's controlling Yasha, but again, really no
Mhm.
real proof. It's just a feeling, because it just seems like he seems to show up. He seems to show up really too conveniently, and so far it's like no one else has seen him. He disappears. Didn't know Jester was traveling with people, which is interesting.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't know. A part of me when I was looking at him and he made that door a green light, I was like, man, this is giving me Wizard of Oz vibes. Specifically the wizard, not anything else. It's just like he's giving me the wizard from the Wizard of Oz vibes of
How
like
is that? Because the Wizard of Oz is a fake. He's
he's
definitely got
hiding
real
something.
powers. There's
But
a
there's a,
man. There's something behind the curtain. You mean?
yeah, I don't know. I really don't trust him. And it's like it's one of those things, like he shows up out of nowhere, helps her, by the way, really easily. I don't know if he's a god, and I mean, again, there's nothing there confirming either way. I just don't trust him, because the way he was speaking to her seemed really controlling, and he was doing it in a way that, like, if anything, if you want to see this comparisons to be made between these people, there's a comparison that can be made specifically between him and the way Tristan talks to Trent. Sorry, Trent talks to Caleb slash Bryn. Like he's like, he say what they want to hear, and it causes them to, instead of walk further away, get closer to them. Jester is in a very vulnerable spot right now, where he was gone for so long that him showing back up just makes her happy again. Like, again, she seems overly dependent on this on something that I don't even know giving her his powers. Which, by the way, I mean, giving her powers, they seem different. I could be completely wrong, but they seem different for some really rare reason. Because he's got a green light and she's using pink light magic that's making little creatures. So far, he hasn't done that. But then again, he hasn't been around for a long time, so I can't guarantee that he's not in fact got the ability to make little creatures. But it just seems kind of weird, because like he made a door for her to go into that teleported her to another tower, but she's never done that. but she's claiming that she got her abilities from him. So
Hmm.
theoretically speaking, don't you think she would be able to do that? I mean, either she doesn't know she can do that, or she can't in fact do that because she's not getting her magic from him.
We
But
don't know
again,
where she gets her magic from at all, do we?
she says that she got him from the Traveler. Like, this was early on in the show. She literally says that she got her magic from the Traveler. Is what she says.
Mm.
And I'm willing to believe that if that's truly the case. But at the same time, it's like, why is his magic green while hers is pink? Like, that can't be an aesthetic choice. I mean, it can, but at the same time, it can't.
Hmm.
It just seems kind of weird if you're praying to a deity and they're giving you their powers. I feel like the powers that you're using would look like the powers that they have access to. It's kind of like with Ford. It's like his powers are all water based, except for like the changing form thing. That seems really weird, but I guess Ukator or whatever can do that. Um, Again, it's just like, I don't know. Like, the Traveler thing is, it was a shock, but at the same time, now I'm like, now I got more questions than answers because like he kind of shows up, hi, I'm real, and then disappears, and does it in a really playful manner too. So again, it's like, my mistrust of him may not really may be flawed, but I don't know. I just, the way he talked to her and like calling her his favorite, I'm like, that seems like I have the playbook of freaking Trent Ickathon. Saying what, because he calls like Bren his little spark, and he keeps on calling him little spark too. Another thing I noticed, he doesn't seem to drop that little moniker he's given him. So like they both work the way of talking to whoever they're talking to manipulate them to like not leaving them.
Hmm.
I guess we'll see whatever the story is behind the Traveler. I suspect there's gonna be some big story reveal involving him anyway. I just don't trust him. And then Ford, I guess I was talking about him a little bit. My goodness, consume he did. Man roided it out and then killed one of the Crick soldiers. And did it in the most like ruthless way possible too, which is
Yasha,
ridiculous.
are you talking about Yasha?
No, not Yasha. I'm talking about Ford. When he consumed that
Oh
eyeball,
yeah,
when he consumed that eyeball and killed that one guy.
and
I
then
mean,
he
I will
just kind
say,
of like snapped out of it.
yeah, so I don't know what happened. I'm like scared Jester. But he also told me Yasha, yeah, she freaking dismantled that dude.
Caught him by surprise, but she definitely caught him.
I'm like, good gracious, like that was. But I also will say it was kind of interesting to see her touch the orb and then suddenly revert, I guess, back to her initial state.
Hmm.
But I will say, I'm surprised that she was crying because like her entire appearance kind of like at least I was inferring that she was strong-willed and not really easily rattled, but she seemed really
Uh-huh.
easily rattled there. I mean, granted, I mean, I guess you, Libby, too. You're walking around with a voice in your head telling you to do their bidding. I guess I also wasn't aware that she was looking for the orb, which is another weird thing, by the way. I didn't really pick up on, which is what she was
Well, nobody
traveling
knows what the
across.
fuck she's doing, right?
No, she actually, the guy, the voice in her head tells her to get the orb. That's what she's there for.
Hmm.
No, not that. That girl, that girl with the red hair that I thought she was gonna kill that she killed. She asks her where the orb is, and she tells her where the orb is.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She certainly tells her where the orb is. I honestly must have missed that detail, all that. But yeah, she's looking for the orb. So I was not aware that's what she was looking for. But again, that makes me curious. Who the heck is the voice in her head? Because that guy, I don't know if he's a Kryn soldier or whatever, or he's a Kryn anything. Based off the silhouette of that guy that's telling her to do things for him,
Uh-huh.
he looks like he's elven, but I don't know what. Like, I don't know like what type of elf he is, if he is an elf at all. But again, the Traveler looks elven too, so I'm like, there's some connection that can be made. for me at the very least. But I'm just saying that I don't know. There's a mystery behind him. There's mystery behind why he wants the orb. There's even more mystery of why Varagna, I think I pronounced her name correctly, wants the orb because she wants it too.
Which
Um,
one's Veragna?
the archmage that thought she killed Molly. Apparently Molly was alive. Um, she's the
You talking
woman
about
that
Vess?
Vestaragna. I think it's that. Wait, hold on. Let me just look. I have her right here. Why am I trying to pronounce? Yeah, Vestaragna.
Okay. I think Vess is dead.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I mean, the oldest rule of the book, nobody's still alive. That's typically how
nobody's still alive. Also, there was like no wall, and she's not exactly known for her stealth.
We don't know what her strengths are.
I
mean, Molly didn't even notice her when he saw her.
We know a little bit about what her strengths are.
Really? I mean, the only thing I saw her do was like reconnaissance on that little compass thing. I don't really know what she was actually really capable of.
That's fair. She seemed to have powers similar to Molly's, though.
No, she got those powers. Didn't she get those powers from the compass and the freaking map thing? Those weren't her powers initially.
Oh, that's right. You're so much better at figuring this out than I am right now.
No, I'm just trying to remember. I'm really doing is remembering. It's like all I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to be better. I'm just saying
No, I'm not saying you're trying to be better. I'm saying you are better. I'm forgetting all these little details that you're bringing up.
Because also, I mean, this is also confirmed that she was in fact the mage that took his book. Which is also shocking.
It would be pretty savage to like introduce her just to kill her like one episode later, but.
Well, yeah, there's that. But I don't think she's dead. There are people who think she's dead. I just don't know. I can't say she isn't dead. I mean, if they come back next season and confirm that she's dead, I'm like, good lord, that was fast. But I guess if we're talking about her, the freaking Vess and Molly confrontation, that was fast. That happened so fast. It was clear she was trying to get rid of him, and was very shocked that he was still alive because she said that she killed him. So, that's intriguing. I don't know like what she did or tried to do or what's going on with Molly. Because he doesn't remember any of it actually.
No, he doesn't remember, and she also called him a different name. Did you mention that yet?
Well, no, I haven't said that. But
Vess called him Lucian.
That's the only name she knows him by, because he doesn't know that anybody else knows him by that name.
Does he know himself by that name?
No, as far as I'm aware, didn't when the Panther lady call him Lucian, he kind of just said, sure. Like he was roofied at some point and didn't really remember anything. I mean, and the Panther lady said something about a freaking ritual over a grave.
Yeah, like he's been resurrected or something.
Well, he must have been, because she said that I thought I killed you. Well, I'll make sure to do it this time. And I'm like, okay, so he was killed at some point, and he does not remember under what circumstances. And there's
he must be so he must be so confused underneath all of this.
I think we've seen him, because I mean, after like everything that went down in the castle happened, everybody like was trying to get away, and they were looking for him, and then Jester goes to grab his arm, and he kind of flips on her, only to come to really quickly.
Yeah,
so I'm pretty sure, because he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." I think he is confused. I mean, I'd be confused too, because he was standing there with a freaking crater in the wall behind him too, and it seemed like everything kind of.
He looked kind of stunned, and like then he kind of pulled himself together. But like, you didn't get any idea that he had any understanding of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I mean, I honestly thought that he was gonna be the center of like season 2's story. progression, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Granted, it didn't solve anything, so he could easily still be at the center of it. Depending what Trent's focus is gonna be next season.
Mhm.
Um, I just I mean it was interesting because I mean he kind of goes all like friendly. She called him I am the Nonagon now, which is weird. But based off of that name, I can only assume it's either a devil or a god. But I'm not sure like what that was. And also, apparently, it might have something to do with the rift that Molly said that he remembered, but he doesn't know why it's not his own memory. Like, maybe we're gonna see that rift again at some point. Like, maybe there's another rift that opened up that never got closed, and maybe that's where whatever is inhabiting his body came from, possibly. Like, I don't know. You should probably go back to that grave where they said they performed that ritual.
Mhm.
Either that or find whatever her name is, Panther, whatever her name is. I should have
The
wrote
one
her
that
name.
seems the one that seems to know.
Yeah, the character that knows everything apparently. Um, because he was very confused. You know, everybody else is confused. She called him Lucian, which is even weirder. He's being called Lucian a lot. I can only imagine he's like, really with the type of the type of loose fun times he has at night. He's probably meeting multiple women. He's like, man, like, dude, I can't remember anything. I got around. Only for her to show up and nearly kill him. Well, I guess not nearly, because I mean, she was about to kill him, and all of a sudden he goes all red with power and then does something to her. Kill her or send her away. I probably want to believe that maybe she cast like some escape spell quickly to get away, but I don't know if she's fast enough to cast a spell like that based on how close she was to Molly/Lucian.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would have to
Um,
agree. He's confusing to me. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know. I really like Molly. I like that it's up in the air whether or not like he has the ability to predict the future. But I think this episode did two things. One, it gave extra credence to the possibility that he can predict the future with his cards, and two, that it's probably not an ability that's full of shit because, like, did you see the death card come out right before he was attacked?
Yeah, and I saw the eye card come out, which I guess I want to bring up really quick. I'm not sure if you're gonna say anything about this, but the card that fell out after he vaporized her or whatever he did to her,
Uh huh.
that's for magician. And I think it's specifically, which I mean, magician kind of fits him. But what I want to say, the eye card, tarot card.
Are they real tarot cards or are they made up stuff?
No, I think they're real tarot cards. They might just be altered so they they don't get hit with copyright, but those are real tarot cards.
But didn't you say that what was the opposite of Traveler? Remember, like the card that he gave her?
I mean, well, I
I
forgot
thought
actually.
that didn't seem like it was probably a real tarot card. That's why I mention it.
One of the cards he dropped, and I looked into it. It literally had something to do with magician,
Uh huh.
and it would really fit him because of the whole carnival thing. I can't find it. I forgot exactly what I typed in to see it. But I look up eye cards, and apparently eye-related imagery in tarot, such as the Five Swords, often depicted as a five of eyes, symbolizes intense mental focus, heightened perception, or the need to look closer at a situation, often highlighting conflict, fear, or a call to open your eyes. That is not what I meant to look up, but that could be that can be kind of close. I guess
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if could I ask this question to Google and not get spoiled? I'm about to like, are those real tarot cards? Because aren't tarot cards in D&D?
I don't know. They don't. It's not like they're against the rules or anything. Like if the DM says it's something you can do, then it's something you can do.
No, but like, can't you like get an item in the game that's called tarot card? Yes, the tarot. Well, this is AI. Yes, the tarot cards, Molly Tea Leaf holds are real in the sense that they are a physical deck used in the game, but are not standard traditional tarot cards. So we're both right. They are real, but they're not the typical they're not the typical cards. So you are right to call out the traveler thing.
Okay.
They're not like they're a custom deck made, so I don't know if he's really predicting the future. I don't even know if that was a question he even had. I was under the impression that maybe he wasn't. He just kind of happened to be, because he's pulled the death card twice. This isn't the first time he's pulled that card.
Yeah, he seems pretty familiar with it.
He's pulled it. He pulled it during the carnival thing, and everything kind of went downhill there immediately. It seems like whenever he pulls that card, something's going to happen. Though he does look at it, and he looks at it like, well, the first time he looked at it, he looks disappointed, and then he looks at it, and he just he's shocked a little bit.
I did see that disappointed look too, and it stuck with me. I'm like, why is that your leading personality? You know what I mean? Why is that your leading response?
Well, I mean, he said he wasn't a part of the carnival at first, is what he said. He said like that dude. I want to say that the guy might have been his boyfriend. I don't really know. With the way he was kind of like, you know, he was like how much he meant to him, and then when he got really upset when he died, but he doesn't call him anything like a significant other, like somebody that's really that significant to him, other than like he brought him into the carnival and gave him a place to to be. It's like that's just me reading too far into something. That's nothing here nor there. But he says he wasn't. But he made it evident that he wasn't at the carnival at first. As for where he was from, I have no idea. He makes mention during the frog episode that he feels like he has a memory of a rift, but it's not his own memory. Well, we now know he must have died at some point. I just don't know like where or when this exchange happened. Because like Lucian is dead, and whoever's in that body right now is not Lucian. It's somebody called Molly. But like where Molly came from is very interesting. Because it seems like whoever also, it feels like there's another personality in his body. I just don't know how to confirm or deny that. Because he acts completely different when the red light takes over, but then he returns to normal when like he's Molly. So like there must be a personality thing going on in his body that maybe takes over when he's in danger. It seems like it's only ever happened whenever he's in danger.
Well, hasn't it mostly correlated with the presence of blood?
No, I don't think he wasn't bleeding when Vest put him against the wall, was he?
That's the only time, though.
But no, the carnival, he was. Wait, was he bleeding on the? I don't think he was bleeding during the carnival, was he? I think he bled after the thing took over.
Oh yeah,
I believe that's what he did. I think he bled when it took over. I don't think he was bleeding. I could be wrong about that. You probably have a better judgment of like finding that much faster than I could. I definitely note that there was definitely presence of blood. I just trying to remember like in what order the blood happened in the possession.
I'm trying to decide if it's worth it to go all the way to episode 2 and wade through Amazon's minute of credits just to figure it out.
Well, here's what we'll do then.
They fought him in episode 2, right? I thought they fought the frog in episode 2. Was it 3?
I don't think they fought him in. Wait, I could probably look at these episode reviews really quick and get it, you know.
I guess it's episode 3.
Just a little more Scarlet Cranes.
Yeah, it's episode 3. Okay. Hi, Jojo. Hello, sir.
That doesn't have you have to do that.
Sorry, had a little trouble hearing you there, buddy. Try it again.
There's probably something I could probably do that probably wouldn't have you had to go through that. The Critical Role's wiki has the episodes and the reviews specifically. Maybe I could read. I could find out. Double toe to
No.
rise. If you find
Let's
it first,
see.
let me know.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. 37-27 is pretty deep into the fight.
Does he bleed before the possession takes over?
Hang on. So far, everybody's just getting massacred.
The beast old Gustav attacks Molly, but when he is clawed, his eye tattoos a light, giving him strength. So it sounds like he definitely bled. I think you are right. I think like that time he definitely was possessed after he was like bleeding.
But I need to see the nuances to see if it's the blood that's triggered it or not. Because when Molly's thrown against the wall, it debatably could be that Molly was bleeding from the impact with the wall too.
I mean, there would have to be blood on the wall. I mean, at least where he was thrown against it.
His own blood counts.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, I mean, wouldn't he be bleeding on the wall? Like, I mean, I don't remember there being blood there. I mean, you're gonna watch it to find out.
There wasn't even a wall where the wall was.
Well, I mean, whatever he hit, it should be blood on it. Is my thing. If the blood is the thing that activates it, I mean, because I will say a lot of his abilities seem to activate whenever he is using blood. So I'm not denying any of that.
What I'm saying is that the act of being hurled against the wall could have caused him to bleed, and with that explosion that got set off, the blood could have easily been pulverized by the explosion. Like, the bloody spot on the wall could have been gone because the wall itself was destroyed. Okay, so he gets 39-32. He gets scratched in the face, and as soon as he's injured, his powers start. His powers kick in. It's like 1-to-1 correlation.
I mean, that's what it says in the wiki. I mean, it's like he gets injured by Gustav, and then
immediately
becomes.
Yeah. So I have this time stamp for when this happens in this episode. Let me see if I can find it. 30-30 for the last episode is roughly where Molly does his thing. Maybe a little bit earlier.
Oh, wait a minute.
Maybe
it's gonna take me too long to find it. Whenever I watch in a season, I mean, when I watch a show to completion, Amazon removes it from active watching. It's gonna take me too long to figure out where to find it again, so I'm not even gonna bother.
It's episode 8 and it's around 30-20, but I have to sit through a full 2.5 minutes of ads to get to that point.
I believe you. I mean, again, whenever he's bleeding, he does seem to use his abilities. It isn't just when he's taken over. Like it's just like, whenever there's blood involved, his abilities seem to activate, no matter possession or not. For some reason, though, I will say, I guess we could talk about his possession a little bit. He seems aware enough, I say, to when he's using some of his abilities that he knows he needs to bleed for it. He's done it on multiple occasions now, where he's cut himself for the icicle blood. And to answer your whole, is it ice or crystal? Jester literally calls it ice when she's talking to him about his powers, and that was like the episode where Caleb's backstory kind of comes into light. I'm not sure what timestamp that would be, but she does call it ice. But I don't know if that's a confirmation or not. He doesn't say it's not. He kind of just says like, that's never happened before. But I'm calling it ice until he says otherwise. But, he cuts himself. He pokes himself in the thumb, and his blood. I mean, right now his blood leaves his body on the freaking mural when he's down there, which is even weirder, by the way. Like I would never. To me, it's like if my blood started leaving my body against my will, I'd be covering every hole in my body to make sure I don't bleed out to death. Not do what Molly did there. Like, why is my blood leaving my body?
You reminded me. I know this isn't not off. It's off topic moment, but you reminded me that in 3417, Nat yells out, "Everybody into my hole!"
Oh, that was
That
not my
was
intent, but I
glorious.
guess also we could talk. No, that's not glorious. That just didn't need to happen. I know why they did it, but at the same time, it's just like,
It was a little contrived.
do they really need? Do they really need? I mean, I guess not. I get again, like, not seems to be the one that will openly talk about, you know, sexual innuendo. Because I mean, for crying out loud, like apparently during like
Not Molly. I'm sorry, not Jester. I thought Jester is the more the sexual innuendo one.
no, she physically does it. Not's the one that completely comes out of nowhere with it, you know, out of her mouth. Not that Jester won't, but it just seems like just Not's gonna be the one, if there's ever gonna be an innuendo being made, it's gonna come right out of her mouth first. But I had because not like apparently there was a trapped wing in one of their adventures before, which I'm still thinking about. I can't believe like they didn't show that statue. Like, I don't need to see it, but at the same time, you don't have not say that and not have us figure out how not, but and not have us like see what the statue looked like from waist up, just to give us an idea like what in the world like uh not was like filling with back there. But but anything. I guess you can talk about your notes. I don't think I got much more to say.
I'm trying to get to that scene where Molly
Uh,
blows things up.
not much more to say about the Molly and Beth
Hang on.
scene. We'll figure out if she's dead or not
3720.
later. I guess like we can talk about the freaking. I guess like the little apple or little dot of information they dropped about Bo being a freaking heiress. This is why I think she's an heiress. But also one thing I want to bring up that wasn't really touched upon, but I'm guessing it was a part of the whole like Molly saying I have questions on that bottle of wine.
Okay, so he's up against the wall. Sorry to cut you off. He's in pain, but he doesn't look injured. She closes her hand, and the thing glows, and he's being pushed deeper into the wall. And then his thing activates. So I don't know exactly if it worked or not, but
it's possible that maybe because she says that I'm Nonagon and shows him an eye on her I guess that would be considered her traits. I don't really know. I don't know.
I'm guessing that whatever he is, she is now the new leader of it, and he was the former leader.
Was that well, that's not what I was trying to really say. I don't think she is the former leader because I mean I think she believes that she became the Nonagon, but it's clear that Lucian is still it. But I think what actually happened there, it's possible that he resonated with her is what actually happened. Because like she attacks him and like honestly, based on the fact that she caught Molly off guard, Molly should be dead. But it looks like whenever she does show him the eye that's on her body, his multiple eyes light up almost like as a response. And it happens after she claims to be the Nonagon too, by the way. I think she says I'm the Nonagon and then he immediately responds.
The Nonagon. Do 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 do. The Nonagon. Do 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 do. The Nonagon. Do 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 do.
We gotta find a better name for whatever heck that is. A part of me wants to look that name up, but I think I don't know where I want to find it. But like I think I heard that apparently Nonagon means like 9-sided something or something like that, which is kind of funny if that's the case because I don't think he has 9 eyes. But
maybe he's got the mighty 9.
It's only 6. I don't know how.
Well, you know, as Jimi Hendrix says, the late great Jimi Hendrix said, "If 6 turns out to be 9, I don't mind."
You get turned upside down, but
he has a song called "If 6 Was 9."
Yeah, I believe that. I had a thought, trying to get it back. Oh wait, dang it, lost it.
I'm kidding.
Dang it, I had a thought. It was in my hands and I let it go. I think all I want to say is I think basically what they wanted. I think he resonated with her, but as far as what happens to her, I don't really know. Because it seems like I mean she's claiming to be the Nonagon, But if he's still
Do,
alive,
do, do, do.
we gotta find a better name.
Hmm.
She's claiming to be the new leader or whatever like that, but it's at least to me it's made clear that she's not, for a couple of reasons. First of all, he still got the power in his body, and then two, he's still alive. So either, you know, this leader can't really be killed, and there's some really complicated way that you pass on the power to somebody else.
Hmm.
Like, I don't really know, but it sounds like whatever she thought she didn't take. He's back on his feet now. Whether it has anything to do with the Panther chick that knows everything or something else that happened, I really don't know. Because I mean, she took
I think
the.
it's an exaggeration to say she knows everything. I think she's just familiar with the situation.
I'm gonna say she knows more than we think she does. I really do think she's got more knowledge, because she was talking to him like almost like he's
Oh, I think
supposed to
she
know
knows.
everything.
I think she knows a lot. I just don't think she knows everything. I think she was like one of his peers, and when whatever was
I mean,
going on was going on.
she called him the Nonagon before, though. Like, she definitely did. She definitely knows what the heck that is. So if anything, she knows what that thing is. I don't know what that is. It threw that name around at the very beginning when they first met, and then now it's being thrown around this episode. So again, it's like I don't know what any of this is really gonna turn into. It's clear that something's going on, and like there's a power struggle again with this freaking universe. But it's between him and her. And if he's a god, that's even more intriguing, because like I didn't know you could like I didn't know this possible to hurt deities in D&D, at least in the way that it seems like it's hurting him.
Hmm.
And he seems to have a clan of worshippers too. So I can't think that he is anything but something that some group of people worship. Um Again, he doesn't know though, whatever the heck he is. I'm actually kind of curious what that's gonna do to him when he finds out whatever he is. Because Molly seems to be like a very, you know, grounded individual. And he helped other, you know, during the mission, he was helping everybody else stay grounded. You know, Jester was feeling down on the dumps, and you know, he was giving her a pep talk to help her, you know, do her job, which is the the firecrackers, or whatever, like the rockets. He helped not, you know, go down in the sewer. You know, the very beginning. I wouldn't say he helped her get over her fear of water, but he helped her become a little bit braver, giving her a button from his own clothes to remember him by if things go haywire. There's another person he helped, didn't he? Or am I remembering wrong?
In what way?
You know, give it a motivational boost or whatever. He helped Jester. He gave her a motivational boost, and he gave not a motivational boost. But I thought maybe he gave a motivational boost to somebody else, but maybe he didn't.
If I had to pick another one, it'd be maybe Ford or Bo, but I can't remember a specific time for either of them.
I mean, he pushed him off into the ball, but that was about it. But I don't know. That was a motivational boost. It was more of like just shoving them off to do their part of the thing. I will say, I guess to the bow, back to the bow topic. I like, as I was watching this episode, like I was saying, like she has got it's one thing if you're gonna put a character like her in a dress. It's another thing when she's really freaking jacked, and then you put her in a very, and I don't know any way to say this, but it's like a very feminine looking piece of clothing on her, and she
Uh-huh.
can wear it because we see it fits her, but at the same time her shoulders are so jacked. Is like, and then on the backside of a dress like that, that's kind of like revealing and is meant to, you know, reveal the woman's backside. When you
Yeah.
look at her from there, she's got a strong back. I don't know any other way to put it. She's very
Jesus.
muscular. I'm sorry. It's just like she's very muscular, and it's like I don't know what, like I feel like that was it was just to be funny. Like, what would she look like
You've
if they
got
put her in a
you've got
dress?
such a fan boner for Bo.
No, I really don't. It's just one of those weird things I just noticed. It was just like, why is her back so strong? And it's like that's literally was my thought process. I was looking at it, I was like, it's like they didn't bother to like the shoulders are one thing. They didn't have to put so much detail on her backside. They really didn't. They could have left it like pretty like barren. low drawn. They didn't have to add the lines everywhere that define a back. And I'm like, well, why is she? And then on top of that, it's not even just that. I
So
mean,
would it be accurate to say that Bo's got back?
damn it. Um,
Bo knows backsides.
it's just like, like first of all, I'm glad I called that, but I wasn't what I got when I called it. I wasn't. This was not what I was envisioning when I called that they were going to put her on a dress. I think I just want that to be known. It's just like she looked to me. She looked uncomfortable. She looked like she hadn't worn a dress like that in years, which is probably accurate to say. Um, like I don't know. It's just it's just so weird. And I think what's even weirder to me, and I tried saying this before, and I'll get it out now. But we now know Bo has a sibling because her mother on that wine bottle was holding a baby,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as
Probably
I know,
multiple. I would imagine multiple siblings.
we know she has one sibling at the very least. She has one younger sibling. I don't know where they are, but I would really love to know the story behind how Bo went from that to where she's at right now. Because now I'm leaving, like, as Molly says, I have so many questions. I mean, and she answers a few. I mean, when Ford introduces her to the ball, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a lionette." And then Ford's like, "How rich is your family?" And then she says, like, "Just all rich enough to still remain likable, but be douches." I'm like, there were so many questions I would like so have that I wouldn't be able to hold back if I was like carrying her through this ballroom. I'd be asking so many questions because like there's no freaking way. It's like of all the random. I guess this other thing too is like I'm guessing her family makes the only wine that these people drink in this world because it seems kind of convenient that the family bottle was like right there with her face on it. When any other point in the show, I don't think we ever seen what was on the bottle for the people drinking, beer or whatever like that. So it just seems kind of interesting. Like I wonder if they provide the sole
Or maybe it's just
brewing.
fashionable for this kind of crowd.
I guess they were in a rich part of town. I guess I just don't. It just seems interesting. It's like, wow, like, and I guess it's one of those things. Like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Like, this would be the thing that she would probably hide. That would be the most embarrassing for her. Is the fact that she comes from money. It just still shocked me because I was like, seriously? I mean, it's like you kind of seem butch, and it's like that's not an insult. It's just you don't seem like you don't act like you come from money. But again, it's like I guess it's kind of like Toph, for instance, from Airbender. I guess her family was rich, kind of. They lived in Ba Sing Se, so I mean they had to have some money. But like
Yeah.
Toph does not act like just she comes from like a genuinely nice family and whatnot. She acts completely different. And she doesn't act like she's got manners. Um, so it's just like I was just laughing so hard because I was like, I agree with Molly on so many levels on that one. It's like, and they're gonna probably forget about it until they come up on her family. I suspect that we're probably, based on the fact that they gave us what they look like, we're gonna see them at some point later on. I would guess season 3. I would think. Why so late? I don't think we're gonna see them in season 2. I could be wrong about that though, but based on kind of how out of nowhere she kind of just pulled up a bottle of her family, I don't think they're intending to talk about Bo's background yet. They just want to give you a taste of it, so that way you're like, I want to know so much more about her now. It's kind of like if they did the exact same thing with Not, which by the way, it seems like they're really getting close to wanting to tell us Not's whole background because like in the sewer she was having a panic attack. I will say this much. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to send the one character with hydrophobia down into the sewer.
I think we're going to learn a lot more about the origin of her problems.
Obviously, we're going to learn more about that. I just don't know when they're
I mean,
going to
I
drop
think
that.
I think they're really driving that by. But there's also that moment where Molly is talking to Not earlier at 15:45, and he says, "So like, what's the deal with the buttons? Why buttons?" And he says it reminds him of a boy she once knew. And we already know that there was a child, something in her past about a child. So I think we're learning like I think the three pieces are going to come together. It's going to have something to do with water. Maybe that she was afraid of water and she was unable to save the boy, and the boy was a child. And I still don't know where buttons fit in, but I think all three of these things are going to come together.
Maybe she tried reaching the boy and she only got the button.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, they're dropping, but I don't. The way they're dropping hints for her, I don't know if we're gonna like find out next season. I mean, granted, if we go by the order in which the characters showed up, it would make sense that not would be the next one that they would do story on. But like, I don't know. Like they don't seem like they're. It doesn't seem like to me that they're trying to really hint that we're going to deal with not next. Especially considering that we're getting so much action within the Molly background that it's like it's kind of freaking amazing how much we're getting in. We kind of just got introduced to Molly 3 episodes ago, probably, and it's like, and they're dropping so many bombs. Like, what in the world? What did you do when you were like when you were not Molly? But I mean, if they go like the whole like that was just they wanted to take you off the scent and then bring you right back to Not. I guess that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering that Not does have that moment, and when she sees that Caleb's about to give in, and she's like, "You traitor!" Because I want to say that was an interesting reaction to something. Caleb didn't really do anything in his defense. He kind of just like let the fire out. Like he didn't really say yes or no. He kind of just sat there, and stared. Like I don't know what his next move was gonna be. Because he could have easily maybe tried to get Trent's guard down so he could go grab the grab the beacon and run out, but he couldn't do anything before the crane all attacked. But I will say, I do understand her whole like he's a traitor because like what she saw, and she can't do nothing but look at what she saw, and she had no reason to believe that Caleb would turn on them until like that one moment that she saw. It makes me wonder I wonder if she actually has trust issues. Like
I
serious
don't know.
trust issues.
I think it looks a lot like Caleb might not be doing what he came there to do. I think she was pretty right about her concerns.
He didn't really do anything, though. He kind of just like let the flame go. He didn't say yes or he didn't say no.
But by then she knows his body language and stuff enough to know what he was thinking. Like she knows him well.
Yeah, I guess there's that argument. I don't know. I understand why she flipped like she did. It just seems kind of like, I don't know. Some of that is coming from her own background. But I'm making assumptions that I shouldn't be making. I just like, I don't know. It just to me is like she really does trust and care for Caleb, and then for that to happen, yeah, I can understand why she would feel a certain way. It just he didn't really do anything. I didn't see any body language. I will say so. I mean, if he did do something there that she saw, I mean, granted, he said like we could talk about this later when we're away from that, and he just points at the fighting happening in the air. I'm like, I love how he refers to Trent as that. Is like he was like, once you get away from that, all that fighting in the air. But
I gotta say that fight scene was one of the best fight scenes in animation, in my opinion.
I don't know, I still prefer some like really high quality animation. But I will say, like, as for animation,
I didn't say the best.
done.
I said one of the best. I think it was very solid entertainment.
No, what I was trying to say was like, I think I still prefer like animation done from Japan, but I will say when it comes to Americans animating anything, and they care about what they're animating, that's what it looks like. And I will say that I love like I love the subtle. I don't know if this was done on purpose with Trent because like I mean the entire show I've been looking at him is like, man, he looks like he's from the Fire Nation, and he does that one move with all that red around him like an orb, and he just like spurts it out. It's like that looked so much like a firebending move. I don't know what else did. It's like it looked so much like there was like one move he did where he did like he from the top of his head to down to his waist he draws a line and he draws another line next to that one and it seems like an orb is formed around him, and then as he's done with that he just spreads it out and it's like a massive attack. I will say, like, I like that animation scene. I really did. And I like that fight. Um, I will say, like, I guess, like, they finally gave me what I didn't think was actually going to happen, which was like a really cool fight scene. That was one of my bigger concerns. Like, it was like I was not going to watch the show because they didn't give me a cool fight scene. But to me, it's like I didn't think, based off the first episode, I was like, I guess they could go there if they were willing to go there. But I was like, I can't see a situation where they would show a really cool looking fight scene between two people. And here we are, two fight scenes from very high level mages.
There were fantastic fight scenes.
I didn't think this was a
It was
possibility.
so entertaining, and like I liked that like there were enough mages where they could kill off a few of them to like show, that there was a hierarchy between the effective mages and the less effective, and I don't know, it was just superb.
I still think one of the shocking parts of that fight, though, for me was like finding out Essek, how powerful Essek was. Because, like, at first you wouldn't think, at least I didn't think he was really that strong. And I think maybe that's what was their intent, was like showing that Essek was like was like not a powerhouse, but I should say like he was like a really competent mage, like a lot more competent than you would think he would be, considering how he's been acting. So like seeing what he's capable of here was like an amazing thing. But what that also does is makes you question, like, beyond his mother and his whole weakness for his family, why was he so easily controlled, like, by Trent? If he had these kind of skills, to me, it's like if Trent
Because he was
over the line,
brainwashed. Because he was brainwashed, right?
I don't know if it was brainwashing as much more as he was being lied to, and it was an effective lie because of who he was lying to him about. I consider what happened with Bryn brainwashing, because like whenever like you're capable of saying the exact same thing over and over again, it still affects you. Then yeah, you got a deep, mental thing going on here that you need to work on. But I don't think that Essek was brainwashed, because Trent never, like, beyond him saying that we're alike, we're two, like, we're two really intelligent folk in two very vastly different societies, but they're doing the exact same thing. Lying to him in that regard, kind of brainwashing. But I don't know if that was really brainwashing. To me, it just seemed like effective lying. Because, like, it is, I don't know if Essek would have fallen for it if he tried to brainwash him. That's the only reason why I worked on Bren and
brainwash might be too strong of a word, but I think he's been deeply manipulated and twisted. And I mean, he killed his own family. He like set his family on fire. Like, he's clearly been manipulated into doing things that he wouldn't have chosen to do had he never met Trent.
Are we talking about Essek or are we talking about Caleb?
Caleb. Essex, I mean, for what it's worth, Essex was twisted pretty far too, I think.
I would consider Caleb brainwashed because, like, I mean, I guess not brainwashed, groomed. I guess because some people were throwing around that road that Caleb was groomed. I just say Caleb Bren, but yeah, I don't think like Essek himself was brainwashed or whatever or groomed. I think Bren was for sure, especially with the way like specifically how Trent talks to him, and it seems that it doesn't seem to change. Even years in the future, when like after Caleb has run away, you think that any affection that he would have towards him would be gone. It's clear that it's not, because he goes back to talking to him the same way he did before. Even when during that one scene where after Tracy, which was Bo pretending to be a high class rich girl, which really quick on that mode, like I was impressed with how on and off the switch of Bo's voice was on that one. It was like, it was weird. It was like, wow, she can really turn that high class feminine voice on and off. That is interesting.
Looks like she came from a life of forced bullshit.
Like, what?
I said it seemed like she came from a life of forced bullshit, where she was forced to do bullshit all the time.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know the full story behind her and her family. it's not. It looks like she didn't like being a rich girl, considering where she's at right now. But
Yeah.
again, I still don't know because it doesn't seem like she hates her family. At least from that one scene when freaking
Mhm.
Darren talked about her father and said, "You don't know anything about my father." At first, I thought that maybe she had been something happened to her and her family from her father, but apparently it doesn't. At least I'm gonna take that. The way she reacted was not somebody who was molested. The way she acted was somebody who might have been afraid or of her father for other reasons, or still somewhere in her heart still loves her dad. Um, but again, that could also just be looking into things too far. So like, I'm very interested in finding that out. But like after Bo's actress Tracy puts that rock on Astrid, and Astrid picks it up, and he hears Bryn's voice, and then when she brings over Trent to talk through the rock, he again reverts back to like calling Bryn his favorite pupil, little spark, like
Mhm.
the kind of talk you would talk to somebody if you're trying to get them back on your side again. Like I think there's there is definitely a higher argument to maybe call Bryn Caleb brainwashed. Do we have to use that word? Not really. It was definitely very much like things are fed into his brain that are more of a response, a physical response than anything else. And it's possible during his actual interaction with him, maybe not noticed some of that and was like, oh, he's gonna turn on us. Um, but like, I mean, clearly he didn't. So I mean, I think we're good for right now. He may not be able to fight Trent as much as he wants to, especially if Trent can just do that and control him like that, kind of. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess like, what do you think about the Astrid and Bo fight? That seemed interesting too.
I thought it was pretty amazing that Bo was holding her own against Astrid. I thought Astrid was like way out of her league, but she was like. A few things surprised me. One, Astrid in a physical fight seemed to be holding her own against Bo, where I thought Astrid was primarily a magic user. Like she got a few physical shots against Bo that I didn't think a wizard would be capable of. And two, that Bo wasn't just immediately wiped out by Astrid. I thought Astrid would be out of her league. That Astrid would just use some sort of like fire spell and like incinerator or something if they ever got in a fight. I'm not sure why she didn't, to be honest with you.
I think I think Volt Circles are just a combination class of like wizard. They're not just wizards. They're I guess they're assassins too. I think the assassins are strong because I think that was leading into her physical combat.
Mm.
Not that Aurelia fought Bo too. I think the only reason why I think Bo had an upper hand against her specifically is because like she had fought Aurelia, and Aurelia was a Volt Circle too. So I think she knew what to look out for in that case because she already had fought and lost 2-1. So she knew exactly what to look out for. Granted, there was no guarantee that she was going to be successful against this one, considering that Astrid doesn't fight like Aurelia does. So that's the other thing too.
Yeah, that's fair. But did Astrid even use magic in that fight?
I don't think so. If you want to consider magic that like magic knife that she like conjures up, because all Volt Circles can do that. What's up?
Yeah, I know they can. I know they can make
both.
the magic knives, but like I don't know. Caleb can shoot fireballs and summon fire and make all sorts of things happen, and they're supposed to be like somewhere close to on the same level. I get the feeling that Caleb at his prime is a little stronger than Astrid, but like she should be somewhere in the same ballpark, right?
I mean, yeah, I still think Bo would be able to fight one of them because like it's not like it's not like Bo is like fighting a one for the very first time anymore. She's already had Dyra and tell her all about like what they are or what they're supposed to be. I don't know if like there's anything to it. Maybe Astrid, because Astrid also was like the only reason she attacked Bo was because like Bo approached her, tricked her, and then she was looking for Bren. So it's possible that
Mm.
Astrid wasn't really fighting with full power. On top of the Caleb is like Caleb it doesn't have his full power back. He doesn't have his full magic. He already said that, like, he had his magic taken away. So I'm guessing he's only able to access like half of his might. So, I mean, I will say, yeah, we know how strong Caleb is. I mean, we saw that one scene from back when he was younger. He like massacred an entire like library of librarians, like headshots everywhere. So, I mean, yeah, we definitely know how strong he is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think Astrid was looking for information, and I don't think she could have gotten it if she had like used her full force on her. And it's not like it's not like their fight got finished. Their fight kind of got like postponed after the rockets kind of came through the window. So we'll never have another opportunity for Bo and her to fight again. But it'll probably be much further down the road.
Yeah, and I think Bo's going to be a lot tougher when it happens.
I mean, I would expect so, and I would expect Astrid to be tougher too by that point.
Well, Astrid's been is towards the end of her training. I think she's actualized at this point. I think Bo's got a lot to learn.
I think Astrid.
I think the next time they fight, I think Bo's going to kick her ass.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that's not gonna happen, but I think that, like, because Trent made the Volstruckers, like he specifically made that class to train. That was his little project. So who's to say that Trent couldn't make him stronger?
Jesus.
Especially if
Jesus said it, I would believe it.
Because if Trent, I'll say this much: if Trent doesn't successfully gain Bren back, he'll probably focus on the two that are the most loyal to him, and that he's still capable of brainwashing further. Like they still seem very attached to him, even though they know how bad of a person he is based on the way they were talking to Brent. I mean, she literally says that.
I don't know. Sometimes they seem to have their own thoughts about things. Like I noticed when Trent told Caleb that he was the favorite, like the other two looked very pissed off about that, and we know that they spared Caleb's life when they didn't have to. Like I think they have some discretion to like be their own people.
I mean, not enough. And I will say, yeah, I saw them like get upset, but like that was everybody. It wasn't like and they knew that Bran was his favorite. It wasn't like I don't think Trent ever hid that. Like, I don't think Trent ever hid it, because even as Oelia was dying, she was like, I don't understand why he's so fixated on you. And he was like, like she was upset too, the fact that he was his favorite. Like, if anything, if there's any reason for them to be upset, I think honestly, they're more upset that he is so fixated on Bran and he doesn't want to be there. Meanwhile, they're there, willing to do whatever he wants them to do, and they're not his favorite.
Right. I think there's enough there where they could turn on him eventually. I think there's enough going on where they could eventually turn on him.
I don't know. I feel like they would die before that happens. Well, I mean, I'll take this back. I think maybe there's a chance Astrid could. I think there is no hope for Erdwulf. He hasn't, to me, shown that much like individuality so far. I mean, that could easily change, but like so far when he's been in the show, he hasn't really done much. I mean, he's had that moment where he was like, comforting Bren when they had that threesome. Then after that, like we see the first time we see Erdwulf anywhere is like when Bren and Astrid are dancing in the ball. And the first thing he says out of nowhere, which is kind of funny, is like, "Okay, you two stop flirting." Is like, and it seems clear to me. Is like, I think Erdwulf has got a lot more jealousy towards Astrid involving Bren than that maybe that they were like that he's letting on. Though again, that's me probably looking too far into it. But there's like Erdwulf hasn't come off as somebody who would fight the good fight for other people. He doesn't. I don't know what it is with him. I still can't read him, but it's like I don't know. Something's up with him. I don't know what it is.
With who? I'm sorry.
Erdwulf, that the black guy, the black assassin.
Yeah.
Like something's off with him. It's like I would think Astrid possibly could turn.
Silly question is Erdwulf even alive by the end of this? He crashed pretty hard into the ground in bird form.
I think the bird could take a fall considering he was a bird.
That logic doesn't stand for me, but I wasn't 100% clear if the bird made that fight. Another
It was,
person who I'm curious about whether or not they lived is Essex. Like, Essex didn't look necessarily. Essex didn't look definitely dead. I think it's possible that Essex lived.
I think
I'm
Essex
watching
just
the
got
bird
knocked
fight.
out.
Right. I just don't know for sure.
I was,
If he did live, I think Trent is going to be doing some terrible things with him.
I was gonna say like if he was alive, like why did Trent demask him? But no, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's still demasking him if he was dead.
Man, this magical battle is so freaking good.
I'm not getting with the whole. I don't think Airwolf's dead. He wouldn't like he wouldn't transform him and then like have him like fight in the fight just for him to die.
He didn't transform him. She did. Astrid transformed him.
Are you sure? Because like he made a bunch of like signs, and those signs look like they went straight to him when he transformed.
Oh, maybe.
It's
But
like
either
right
way,
before
I
he
think he's pretty
transformed.
desperate. I think he's pretty desperate to keep this beacon. I think all the stops are going out one way or the other. All right, the bird probably is not dead. I'll go ahead and agree with you.
I mean that bird. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know what because it's transformation magic, so it isn't really aired with. But like, I feel like there would have like that transformation would have given him some. Whoever gave it to him would have given him some defense up. But I don't think transformations in D&D just strictly transform you. They give you some buffs. So him falling
Usually
from
you
out
take
there.
on usually you take on the physical aspects of whatever you transformed into. It's not a
Considering that was a,
buff, it's just whatever you became.
I mean, regardless, I think he would have survived it. Considering that I don't know like what, I mean, it was a black raven. Let's be real, but like, at the same time, it was a big freaking bird. So I was like, I don't know, like we haven't seen birds like that in that universe yet. So
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that they could take a beating. Especially if they're that big. Something that big wouldn't just die easily, even from a fall. They'd probably be injured for sure, but they probably wouldn't like just, you know, ha! I am not ashamed. But I'm surprised you didn't bring this up. You're like what I'm gonna say anyway now is enough. So brother, like I don't know how to feel that he turned the black guy into whoever turned the black guy into a black bird. I don't know how I feel about that. Not that I really care either way. It did kind of seem targeted because like why not? Well, why not anybody else? Why specifically the black guy? I only said that because like, I was watching a reaction channel and they were all a bunch of black guys watching the show and they're like, okay, that was racist because they felt like that was targeted. And I was like, I don't know if I want to say it's targeted, but I guess at the same time, like, why did it have to be a black bird? But you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hope that's not. Because I had some questions about Matt Mercer's choice and what he was doing with the DM, but doing as a DM. Sorry, but you got somebody. I mean, like, if you got any more notes, pick off. I say this a good time as any.
I would say that if there was any doubt about how Ford feels about Jester, that I'd say it's pretty much addressed at this point. What do you think?
I don't know if
What?
there was any doubts really. If anything, I
Well, we
mean,
know that like he was like pushing her away and stuff like that, but he actually consumes the thing, which we know is like taking a little piece of his soul away to do it. You know what I mean? Like he's giving up some of his free will, he's giving up some of his soul to his goodness to do it, but he does it for her. And then I like that at the end, as a reflection of that, like he did give up a little bit of his soul, but I like at the end of this when Caleb looks back and says, "Yeah, you guys got anything left?" And everybody looks really worn out. Ford is in perfect health, but we know that Ford, of everybody there, is the one that paid the hardest for this fight.
I don't know. So Fort lost a piece of his soul. The free will, I can't fight that one because that's I don't know what happened.
Well,
I
a
did
piece of his
ask.
soul is sort of metaphorical. Like he became a more evil person. Like his power caused him to drain the life, like vampire style, out of that guy and everything.
I guess yeah. I mean, I really don't know what his class is. I think somebody said he's a hexblade, so I'm gonna have to go with that. It kept some people kept reinforcing that's what his class was. Apparently people know. Well, I guess of course people know what Jester's class is because they've seen the campaign. There is nothing out there yet about like what the heck. Because apparently I'm hearing that Jester is like really freaking strong, and we just haven't seen it yet.
Well, we've seen it in little ways. Like we've seen like strengths of Tess, for example, where she completely outcasts Ford, and we saw when she smashed through that wall, like with her lollipop and stuff like that. We've seen hints about just how strong she can be.
No, I think people are hinting that she's stronger than that.
What?
I think people have been. I've been hearing hints that I think she might be stronger than that. The little things we've seen before. I think she's way stronger than from what I'm hearing. But I think it has something to do with her class. But I don't know what her class would be at this point. I mean, granted, it's even more ambiguous now to me with the Traveler existing. But whatever. It's really ambiguous now because I don't know what the heck he is. I mean, if he is a god, but like, I mean, I just.
He's obviously some extremely powerful being, whether he's specifically a god or not. He's extremely powerful. A lot of these things that we're calling gods, like, aren't necessarily gods. Like that Ford's thing could be a Cthulhian horror. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I don't know. There's a lot of things here that probably aren't actually literally gods.
Okay, I gotta really stop you really quick. What the heck is a Cthulhian horror? Is that literally something that can be worshipped in that world?
A Cthulhu is. You know what Cthulhu is?
Yeah, I know what Cthulhu is specifically, but I mean, I feel like you're like I'm trying to put things in the context of this world because that's kind of what we have to work with.
I don't know what flavor of D&D this is, but you can certainly have Cthulhu and horrors in a D&D world. It just depends like on what flavor of D&D you're playing. But also Cthulhian horror doesn't have to be a literal statement. It can just mean like a horrific creature in the style of R.L. Stine's Cthulhu. You know what I mean? And Cthulhu is Cthulhu is like a water-based monster. Like it's Lord of the Sea, you know what I mean? And it's a horrific thing, and this is a Lord of the Sea horrific thing. It feels very inspired by Cthulhu and the fact that Cthulhu is limited in its range to water for the most part.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, they've been saying consistently that gods give powers. I mean, they had that priest who they burned down his freaking church.
Yeah, that priest had powers, I guess.
But no, that priest said that gods do in fact give powers to people. Now he says,
but apparently, apparently there's evil entities that also get powers.
Yeah, but that still wouldn't make that thing not a god. It'd just be. I mean, I guess you could consider it a devil or something. I'm not sure what they would call the evil things in this world. I know they exist in this world, but I mean,
a Cthulhian horror.
I want something more specific besides a Cthulhian horror, because not every monster comes from Cthulhu lore. There are monsters everywhere. I just don't want to get that generic thing of like, I don't want.
Whatever they officially call it, I think they're crowbarring in a Cthulhian kind of theme to it. Whether it's literally Cthulhian or not, like it's definitely like the kind of thing that they're evoking.
I'm not talking about specifically Ford's thing. I'm just saying in general, because I know that from the way you think, at least specifically of Molly, because I've been trying to figure out some things about like it seems like I don't know this is what they're trying to do, but with the name Lucy, but when I first heard, I was like, man, that sounds very close to Lucifer, but I don't know that's what they're going for. I highlight that is what they're going for. But I was like, I don't know why his name was Lucy, and that sounds very close. Like I don't like it. It seems like on purpose close. That like maybe they're going with like something related to that. They're probably not, but at the same time, it's just like I mean, Tieflings look devilish anyway, Satan-y. So like they could be trying to go in that direction with him, but I don't really know what the direction they're going with. But I'm saying just in general, I know they got evil deities that I'm just saying in general in D&D. that he could pull from. I'm pretty sure whatever is going on with Cthulhu, man, I'm pretty sure he probably pulled that from Cthulhu. There's no way around that one. He's a freaking giant octopus with eyes. There's no way around
Hmm.
it. But just in general, I know there are evil entities out there in D&D world, and like you said, different flavor. What are they pulling from? I know they're supposed to be evil entities, and so far we've gotten introduced to one of them that looks like an evil entity, but he could be a good guy for all we freaking know. He's just very weird, and he's got kinks like consume. And then we got Molly and
It's an
Missy or whatever.
interesting word for it, a kink, huh?
Listen, I've said this before to multiple people. I've seen enough tentacle hentai to know where things are going with tentacles. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow, man.
I'm just saying I've seen enough. So like when I like at this point, I don't know what Matt Mercer's got a lot of like things going on with him. Like I mean, if he's into that, I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying I've seen enough. But with Molly, there's something going on there. I wouldn't call it satanic, but they're really whatever they're doing, they're bridging the line. Like I know they're not gonna go over it, but I'm just saying like I don't know what's going on with Molly. But the Traveler, there's something going on there. Honestly, he's the one I would say is the odd one out that I don't think is a god, but I don't know what he would be. I don't know if there's anything else in the world D&D that like is on the level of one, but isn't one. But it's like if he is one and he's the thing, the force controlling Yasha, I would like that'd be interesting, and I don't know what direction they're gonna go because like that means there's a connection between Jester and Yasha that we're not aware of for unknown reasons.
Well, we don't know anything about Yasha, pretty much.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. If, and I'm saying this is just a big if, because I know they can go different directions. Like, Charlotte could be its own storyline, and I'm like, it has nothing to do with whatever is like inside Yasha's mind, beyond what we don't know about her at this point. But if he is in fact the thing that's controlling Yasha, that means there is a connection. Whatever that connection is, it'd be interesting what direction they're gonna go. As for what that means for Yasha's backstory, I don't think it means much. I guess actually, speaking of Yasha, we did see the very beginning of the episode, or was it the beginning? Somewhere in the episode, they dropped in Yasha. She saw some blue flowers on a windowsill, and it brought her back to a time when she was with that woman that we saw earlier. And this was like when Yasha's hair was short, and she was with this woman. And it just seems interesting, like how peaceful she seemed compared to how she is currently right now, where she's like killing everybody. I thought it was interesting. It seemed like Yasha has like, she seemed very calm and peaceful, but I'm actually kind of curious, what's this whole idea of like her wanting to forget her past? Like that is an interesting thing that they brought up with her. Like every time they brought it up, it's like, I thought you wanted to forget this. Like, what did she do? And like now I'm curious, like why would she want to forget her? It sounds like it looks like she's very happy with her. I don't know why you want to forget that
He
happiness.
doesn't want to forget her. Whatever took her over doesn't want her to remember her, but I think she wants to remember her.
You say that, but like, doesn't the thing that took over her said, "I thought you wanted to forget this"? It's not something an evil entity just would say for kicks. I guess he could be putting that into her mind. I'm not gonna sit there and be naive about that, but it just seems kind of interesting.
It feels like the kind of language a Jedi mind trick would work on.
I guess was like, is she like? I guess thing is with this, I don't know if I want her to be that like, what's the word? Not easy, but it's like, I don't know if I want her mind to be that. Like, I guess that is the best way I can put it. Easy to take over. If it is just really a Jedi mind trick. But again, I mean, she has brute strength, so maybe she has to have a weakness somewhere. I don't know. I just, cause I want her tears at the end of the episode to mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was like, because I mean, based on the way she was acting before she became this orphan maker, it just seemed like to me she had a different personality altogether, and she wasn't this mean behemoth. She was a nice person, she was genuinely kind to people. At least she was kind to that woman that she was with in her memory. But I guess what I'm saying, I mean, with the amount of times she's remembered that woman from varying visual stigma, I guess I would have to agree that she wants to remember her and she's being forced to forget her. Because also the amount of times she's remembered her is like that isn't an accident. It's happened multiple times now.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where she's from, because like I mean, so far like she's met a woman with orange hair. Then she saw the blue flowers. I feel like that must be the blue flowers must be from where she's from, wherever that is. I guess the biggest mystery is like we got multiple outside forces wanting this beacon. Like not just one, not just two, but three. Can we get a fourth?
Yeah.
It's like, my goodness. I guess that we have four because we have Trent, Vess, the mysterious entity that's following Yasha around, and Essek. I'm telling you, there is four. They're all four forces trying to converge on this beacon. A part of me is thinking that we're gonna end with this beacon being destroyed. Like this thing is attracting too many people.
If it gets destroyed, like I feel like it's going to take out half a continent with it.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, I guess with it being as powerful as
I picture
it is,
that being an absolutely nuclear effect. You know what I mean? If it got destroyed like that.
I don't know. I probably wants to think that like maybe if it goes broken open, all the souls that are inside just disappear. But I mean, if these souls are nothing but energy fueling that thing, then a nuclear reaction would be the next possible thing that could happen. Nuke the world. No way. Yeah. Oh, got any more notes? Sorry, I cut you off there.
No, you're fine. Let me look through real quick. We talked a lot, so it's not like it was you talking and me talking today. I love the chaotic nature of the heist. I'm going to call it a heist in this episode. That
sorry.
like pretty much everything that pretty much could have gone wrong does go wrong. Like nobody's part of their plan works out perfectly. Like they still work it out, but like nothing in here went as planned at all. And I kind of like the rowdiness of that for a storyline. They mentioned there's an allusion to something going on there where they talk about the chromatic combo, which was like a set of 4 dragons. Was that a reference to Vox Machina that I don't recognize?
I thought you would have recognized that because what I'm hearing, I don't know this because I never watched to that point. But I do remember they're talking about dragons, but I never got to that point in the story about them fighting dragons. But from what I understand, yeah, that's a reference to them. That's a reference to dragons from Vox Machina.
There was a shit ton of dragons in Vox Machina, but I don't remember anything where they actually say the chromatic combo. So that was like, excuse me, that was unclear to me. At 2043, when Trent sees Caleb from across the room, he looks legitimately scared for a second, and then he like scrunches up his face like he's ready to bring it on. But like, there's a moment there. His initial reaction is fear, which is interesting because we've seen how like ridiculously powerful Trent is now. Do you know what I mean? Like radically, when he was fighting Essek, like there was some really radical powers going on. So for Trent to be like powerful enough to get that kind of a reaction from Trent was like spoke volumes to me about how strong Caleb must be.
Really quick, but the Chroma Conclave was a faction of 5 chromatic dragons confronted by Vox Machina. So yes, it was in fact a reference to Vox Machina.
Okay, now that kind of refreshed my memory for some reason. I kind of remember
Oh,
I remember that now.
I'm happy to be of service.
I don't know why that, because you didn't really add anything new to my conversation, but like for some reason you saying that brought it out for me. Um,
Oh, David Tennant was in that. Okay, sorry.
huh?
Well, no, I just saw the word. I just saw the name David Tennant. So,
Are
never
you
mind.
wordsing at me?
No,
I recognize a word. It sounded like there were words for a second.
I said the words David Tennant. I saw the words David Tennant and got really like, oh, I recognize that, but that doesn't mean
Mm.
anything. That's just me.
Um,
Oh,
what's that?
really? We got names for the family members on that picture for Bo.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to know them or do you want to keep that a secret? I just
Am I
happened to see
supposed
it
to
here.
know it? I don't want to know anything I'm not supposed to know.
I mean, according to this featured characters, they have the names on here. I'm guessing they're not supposed to be spoilers. I don't know.
Mm.
Based on what
I
I'm
think
seeing, she has brothers. Sorry.
okay. I think the only other really significant point, I did make a comment that about that I thought it was fun that they all decide to die in a blaze of glory right before Yasha comes. I thought it was interesting that for some reason, and we haven't seen this with anybody else, and we saw a lot of people holding it in this episode. For some reason, when Yasha picks up the beacon, it burns her, and she like drops it, like she shouts out in pain. But we saw all sorts of people touching that beacon throughout this, and nobody else. Like there was at least 6 people that like touched the beacon in this episode. Nobody else got burned by it but Yasha.
I think that was a burn. That was just like, you talking about the light that shoots up her arm? That was like, for whatever reason. Again, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that for whatever reason, when she touches it, something different happens. I think there's like a light that shoots up the back of her neck and then disconnects her from whatever's been controlling her. Because then at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
episode, right before they cut everything off, she's crying from one eye, and she's like, "Please help me." Her entire demeanor changes. I don't know what that
Yeah,
was like, but it seems like for whatever reason, whatever's controlling her isn't supposed to touch that. But I guess it explains why it sent out somebody to touch it. But I'm actually kind of curious if he knew, well, if that thing knew if that was gonna happen. I would think no, but at the same time, I don't know.
I think it's kind of cool that like a character with 2 different eye colors has 2 different personalities living inside of her.
I don't know if it's a personality or more like just switching her demeanor, but I can see what you mean. I don't know if she
Well,
has multiple
she's got
personalities. I
I
think
don't know
maybe
two
she did.
two sides maybe, and like not literally 2 personalities, but like there's 2 sides to a character, and I think it's kind of cool that it's demonstrated by like it's almost symbolized by 2 different eyes.
Heck was that? Oh, that just moved on its own. What the heck? I'd be interested to learn more about that. I didn't really two side. I mean, part of me like I understand you're saying. The part is like I don't know if that orphan maker side is really a part of her or not. It seemed like it
Well,
only
it's
seemed to
something
be
that's
there.
it's something within her, right? Like in one way or the other. Like her person is being invaded by it.
I mean, I guess there's no way around that. I mean, like something's controlling her, and it's causing her to act as an orphan maker, but in reality, she's not because the other side we saw shows up immediately after she touches it.
Hmm.
As for why, I guess that's another thing. I don't know what is up this like this beacon. I mean, up to this point, I guess to carry off what you're saying. Unless you got more to say, I don't want to cut you off.
Go for it.
But do you got any more to say? I mean, I don't want to.
No,
I
sir.
want you. I want you to continue your thought. Um,
Speed.
I'm thinking. I'm trying like right now. Everything in my mind is like touch nothing but the lamp. No, but oh, that's I don't know why that jogged my memory, but it seems interesting that like again with this beacon, we've been shown throughout the show very literally. But I mean, very little, but the very little we've seen with this beacon, shown like there's a lot more to it because like first we're shown in the very first episode that it seems to be like a spirit chalice. Um,
Hmm.
and then after that, when it's been removed from the society where they're using it as a spirit chalice, then we see that apparently it has control over like gravity or something like that when it's being held or opened, quote unquote, when it's like being used by the humans in the kingdom. We see that apparently it's got control over gravity and a little bit more than that. And even Trent says like there's a lot more here, but I can't reach it. And then even like when Trent's talking to, Brennan or Caleb and trying to manipulate him back into his side, he brings up there's like he doesn't understand it fully. So even after all that we've seen Trent messing with it, he doesn't completely understand what the heck this thing is. He
Hmm.
does call it a weapon, and even the queen's very, very cautious about this because she just wants to make sure the thing is back with her and her people. And then we see here that apparently this entire time Yash has been clearing land to get to this beacon, only for her to touch it and for it to disconnect her from whatever's been controlling her. So it makes me curious. Like, I wonder, like, what else can this thing do? Is it really meant for reincarnation? I guess is my bigger question. Like, was it meant for reincarnation, or did the elves just get their hands on this, discover that this was deadly, and decided to use it for like a very uh, a benevolent purpose for themselves, which was just to keep them being reincarnated. Because I brought this idea too, because they said that this thing was primordial, which meant that it's been around before they were. So like it makes me kind of curious. I wonder what is it? What is the purpose behind this thing? Because it's starting to look like with the amount of people going after it, that it wasn't meant for what it was. It wasn't meant to be what it's currently being used as. And because of Trent, we're now starting to discover there's a lot of layers to this thing, this nuclear weapon, this weapon of mass destruction, basically. So we got ever since it's left the elves, it's been sought by everybody. Like not one person has not sought this thing. It seems like for whatever reason, like when it left the elves, people were more willing to go after it than when it was with the elves.
Well, when it was with the elves, I think it was more like a stronghold item where like people didn't think that they would be able to get to it, but now it's kind of like out in the wild.
Well, that's what I'm basically what I'm trying to say is like it seems like what like I don't know if like it's to me it's kind of being hinted that maybe this thing wasn't meant to be a reincarnation device. It just happened the elves managed to tap into whatever it was that allowed reincarnation.
Hmm.
And now that it's out there in the wild where anybody can get it, like everybody who wanted it is now coming after it. Not even counting the people who we haven't seen that want this thing haven't come out for it yet. And I'm betting that we'll see more people wanting this device. And like once they know that it's out there. Because whoever this like shadow thing controlling Yasha, I don't know where it's from, like, or what faction or wherever it's supposed to be. I don't think it's from the kingdoms or anything like that, so it must be its own, self-reliant uh, character. Or it belongs to a different type of elf that we haven't seen yet, which is possible. So far we've seen Drow, it's possible there's another elf faction out there that maybe wants it and they couldn't get their hands on it because of the Drow. I don't know, it seems like to me it's like there is something like I don't know what the purpose behind this thing is. I guess I'll find out eventually
Hmm.
what it is, because like it's doing things that like, we didn't know was possible. It was just a reincarnation thing at first, because that's what the Drow said it was, and now we're seeing that it can do more.
Yeah. I think I'm tapped out on this episode, dude. I don't know if I have anything else. I think I'm just very frustrated that this is the last episode and that we can't find out. We have to wait to find out more of what's going to happen.
I mean, that's just how television works.
Lots of questions came up this episode, you know.
That's true. Wait, what? Oh, so just the Tracy thing is just some alter ego that came up during the campaign. Well, that explains why Bo did that. Okay. I'm just looking at things that on the wiki. I guess now we can look at for the season anyway.
I would be careful with the wiki.
Not only look at the episode, specifically the episode, like, you know, plotting out. I'm not looking at anything else. I decided to look at the trivia. I wanted to bring this up too, really quick. It was kind of funny. So one of like Caleb's spells, I think it's like Maharba, I can't even pronounce it, like Refanair or whatever. I can't pronounce it, but apparently that is a backwards name. It's Jennifer Abram is what that is forward, because like he says it backwards. And apparently she is one of the casting directors on the Mighty Nine. Get it? Casting director. He cast a spell.
Oh my god. Did you have to though? Did you have to?
Yeah, because you weren't getting it. Apparently she was also the casting associate on the first 3 seasons of The Legend of Vox Machina.
I feel like now that you've brought that up, like there's a lot of roles that in typical movies that like would be really funny if, depending on the type of movie it was, like if you're making a porno and your role was to be the grip.
Oh no.
I don't even want to know what the gaffer does in a porno.
I think that is a sign that he's giving me that we should end it now. So, really quick before we go, I think you said that you have a doctor's appointment. Is that still happening?
On the 13th, yeah.
Oh, so wait a minute. Well, this is this week. So next week.
Next week I'm still good. Next week is the 10th.
Actually, I think you need to get ready for
No, I don't need 2 days to get ready.
Also, you're talking about the 9th and the 10th because like it is a Tuesday. We have really crossed over in the next day.
It's that Friday. Like next Monday I'll be available, but that Friday is when I go to the surgery.
Okay, I guess let's not watch something that continues on past it, so we don't leave it a cliffhanger. We have a few movies we haven't watched yet.
You could do that My Hero movie.
Okay, we'll save the Rize arc for Chainsaw Man for another time then.
Oh no, just throwing an idea out there. We don't have to.
No, we could. I mean, we could definitely like watch Rize when you're more able to pay attention to it. I mean, not that you can't pay attention to it next week. I'm just saying, like, My Hero might be a little more campy, depending on whatever's going on in it. That might be a more happier time. I mean, also we can get it out of the way so that we're not holding on to it before they come out with a new episode. That's an OVA sometime in May, I think, what I'm hearing. So we can get that away. Considering that movie, I think it's like a year old now, so we are like well behind the 8 ball.
Yeah.
On that one specifically, so it's probably better to get rid of that. Now when I get able to watch it, so we'll come back next week to review, see our thoughts on the My Hero movie. I think it's You're Next is the title of it, and we can watch it on Crunchyroll. So as long as you have access to it there, or you might be able to have access to it on Amazon, but I don't know if it's there for free or you might have to buy it.
I'm gonna pirate it. I can't afford stuff right now.
You didn't hear that. Goodbye, internet.
Bye.